Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 308. I trust that everybody is healthy. I trust that everybody is doing great. For the people who are there work and are reaching late, you don't know a thing. Look where I'm up to the time. Peeps, big up on yourself. We're there, mama and papa. You know the thing, go. Big up on yourself. For all the people at work at this time of the Friday evening, I trust that your shift will end soon. You'll get a chance to be home with your family shortly. For the people who are on the road, if a Jamaica you're there curfew time, when you do a road, go on the yard. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, man. For the people that with the home, ready for listen to teach about some things we have to jam down. Jam rock. Jamaica land we love. Land of food and water, but Vice Cartel, Buju Banton, Bob Marley, some Oliver people, some policeman, some more people, some politicians, some mad people, some sad people, some good people, some, but I don't even know. Peeps, big up on yourself. We are talking about some things tonight. May that hurt me. Don't know my head ain't not small enough, because you know your head ain't much the size of your head like, but I'm soon forward.
Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them. You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. Hey, yo, yellow. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button. Hey, yo, we always up to something. Teach them. Hey, yo, yellow. Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them. Right here. Warlord representing.
Hey peeps, I'm there, you know. Careful how I put my hand in my mouth like, you know, because some serious days these things. You understand what I say? Yeah, man, peeps, good night. You see me? Make we talk, because when I interview early in the morning, I have to go to the road. So I just talk some things and go in bed. You understand what I say? And thing, I want Master Amir beside to go in bed early tonight, because him up at night time, like him I keep watch night service. You understand? I mean, I know where I'm different. Yeah, peeps. Yeah, the COVID situation. I don't even know. I'm tired to talk about that something, you know. Judge God, no. You understand what I say? You understand? This week stressed me out. I was stressed out, Dickie. 7 more COVID-19 deaths with 332 new cases confirmed. So Jamaica on Thursday recorded 7 more COVID-19 deaths, pushing the tally to 443 deaths. Those who have died in the past 24 hours, a 56-year-old man from St. James, a 64-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 32-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, 32 years old, a 49-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 68-year-old man from St. Catherine, a 79-year-old woman from St. Catherine, and an 85-year-old woman from St. Thomas. So one other fatality is being probed, pushing the figure to 54. So meanwhile, there are 54 cases being probed to see if the deaths were COVID related. Good night, Shan. It is always great to see you. So meanwhile, there were 332 new cases with ages ranging from 1 to 93 years, pushing the total to 24,776, with 10,092 being active. Of the new cases, 191 are males, while 141 are females. And in the meantime, there were 143 more recoveries, increasing the total number of recoveries to 14,012. Some 270 persons are in hospital, with 27 being moderately ill and 23 critically ill. As I said, a cause for concern is always the number of critically ill patients. And right now, as at yesterday, we had 23 critically ill cases hospitalized. 4 persons are in government quarantine, while 19,538 are in home quarantine. However, that is going. But that's I tell you what them say, and I mean making news and I just share it. You understand? Yeah. I can see clearly now the smear is gone. You understand? Peeps, when I share the stream for me upon a place and on a place one of them place around them part, you know what I think. I see one big old party around one place. I see one next big old party around one part. I see one big old thing keep for Father you ride the other day. I understand that people are turn out to show support, but Jaja. I see a big old thing for Mama Christie around one place around a part. I see one big old thing for one Empress. I believe remember for her name. About 1 million people did it. You understand? Say a birthday party sitting. I don't know. We still have 1 million parties being held here, there, and everywhere. Under some cellar, down in some gully, around some cave, down at some riverside, uptown behind some high fence, beside some pools and some jacuzzi. You understand? In my jacuzzi, me and my internet girl named Beverly. What's your name? Solane. Solane. Big up yourself, Empress Rochelle. You understand? Yeah, man. Yard styles, so stop frightening the people. I'm not even going to entertain the line of conversation tonight. You understand? Mr. Church, I defy the disaster risk management protocols. You understand? Pastor being very, you know what I mean, defiant. And the thing goes on. Zane, you know, someone, Millicent said about Kanaika. No, I didn't see that. What was that? Please, before streaming crowd, I would like to inform Teach to our sister Kanaika accidentally fell on ice on their apartment step and broke her leg. Jaja, that no good. I have to reach out to her when the stream finish. Think I have a number for her. Hope she improving steadily and thing. But I'll try to reach out to her tonight when I'm finished streaming or in the morning. I need to write that down because I have a million things to do. Some of them not remember. I am sorry to hear that she broke her leg, but I'm also happy that she's still with us. January. Yeah, peeps. So, with the COVID situation, as I said, some people take it serious, some people couldn't care less. You understand? Some people understand the situation. Some people say them stress. You see me? It is affecting everybody, whether directly or indirectly. Everybody has suffered from the fallout with COVID-19. I mean, like everybody, rich, poor. I mean, some people have benefited because their line of business is of such way they will benefit from the fallout, and that is no fault of theirs. It's just they did have a business where kind of, you know what I mean, people have a need for now, and the demand has increased, while many people have had to close down their place of business many families out there are struggling to get by financially. My final class for the day today was one of my fifth form class groups, and there was a young lady. I haven't seen her for a little bit, and then sometimes I see her, she's trying to come into the class, but she's not getting in because her internet is so bad. And she finally got into the group today, and I said, then Empress, then me know you still come around at them place at them party. And she said, sir, life hard. As we said, I laugh. It's just how it came across and thing, and I reason with the look of Empress, and some things where I go on in some of souls people, like really and truly sad, man. You understand? And we have people among us who are still doubting this thing. People have heard people say things and they take it up on this is a scam or a pandemic and whatever it is. People are dying. You understand? Then those millions of people who have died around the world are telling me that those among us who have clear conscience and are dignified in what we do in the medical field have not been able to put a finger upon this and say, yo, this is fake, not go so. So what is the cause for the deaths of these people? Like, you're telling me that, yeah? So, and I've said before, I cannot scientifically, medically prove anything really coronavirus. Hence what I do is I try as best as possible to say if there is something there, I am trying to protect myself. Kanaika, you're here. Well, I'm almost sure Mrs. Maddy at Kanaika just now. Should I hear? I don't know. I guess me figure that out eventually. Zane, and I try as best as possible to protect myself and my family, especially my family. My 8-month-old son, that is everything I do is geared around protecting him. You understand? So there are some people out there who are very selfish. You understand? And I said the reality is that most of the people who are dying are in the elderly age cohort, and it is our grandparents, our mothers, fathers, uncles, sometimes even our siblings. You understand? And we go out and we are carefree and careless and we just want party and we're tired of this and we carry home this thing, and these people are dying because of our selfish ways. You understand? As I said, some people don't care, and with misinformation and disinformation being what it is, with the advent of social media and the proliferation of smartphones, some people have bought, what other people are selling, and they decide are just a dirt. You understand? And it is just a sad reality. You see me? And I'll treat with a few other things, because the truth is, if you pay attention, you realize that in this COVID fight, many among us are fighting to keep hold of our humanity as well, fighting to keep hold of an understanding that COVID is not the only thing that is killing people at this stage. Most of us are so focused on the COVID situation that we have forgotten that crime is crippling the nation. We have forgotten that there are other diseases that people have been suffering from for eons now that is still killing people. We see another sad situation surrounding the University Hospital of the West Indies, where a young lady was brought to the medical facility by her mother to seek medical attention for an asthma flare-up, asthma attack. Apparently, the young lady and her mother was turned away because the hospital said they had no bed space. They had no beds. That is totally silly. I don't know that as an asthma patient, as somebody who is being afflicted and affected by asthma, you need a bed. What you need is for your breathing to be normalized and for the wheezing to stop. Do you need a bed for that to happen? Absolutely not. And I am no medical expert. However, common sense would tell me that that is totally crap. All the child needed was to be stabilized, whether by administering oxygen or whatever else they do. So how come we have a situation where this young lady died because of the inability of medical personnel to show a bit of humanity in the scourge of the COVID-19 pandemic? It is really and truly heartening. It is really and truly sad because this young lady could have been my daughter, could have been your daughter, could have been you, could have been me. And the truth of the matter is, Zane, the truth of the matter is that she might have been seen by doctors and she died. We don't know. But the reality is that it will always be said that she was turned away from the hospital and that is why she died. And the truth is she was turned away from the hospital. Imagine you take your child to a medical facility, yeah? Because she has an asthma attack. And you are turned away. Zane, she died because her mother didn't have an inhaler. Again, that is one viewpoint. Zane, she might have had the inhaler and died same way, so we don't know. You understand what I say? So treat with the child, the young lady, and if unfortunately after administering the treatment she died, then you know that okay, we would have done what we can. But let it not be said that the young lady died because she was turned away because there are no beds. You understand? People are not treated only on beds. I don't know why this fixation on bed space come from. Same thing with the young lady that died after giving birth. There were no beds. What do you mean? Jody and Ferron, I think the name was, and them something. So, boy peeps, also, and I'm saying this to say that in trying to treat with the COVID situation, where some people are still very fearful, some people are still confused, we have to understand that COVID is not the only issue that we face as a nation. Yeah? There are other things that poses threat to lives, and we have to remain cognizant of that. So Jazz Green said, so the mother never have an inhaler. Alright, so I could talk then, Jazz, because I realize you're jazzy. So I could try add some balance to the discussion. So the mother didn't have an inhaler. Fine. That shouldn't be the case. Totally agree if that is the situation. So not having an inhaler and you are taken to an hospital where you should be treated with and you are sent away, then the inhaler thing is eliminated because she was at the hospital. So even if she never have no inhaler, she reached the hospital and she was alive. Did they administer any form of treatment to her? So whether or not an inhaler was present, yea or nay, is immaterial at this point in time, seeing that the child got to the hospital and she was not seen by any medical expert. So we keep on saying the child died because the mother never have no inhaler. Fine. And as I said, that should not have been the case. And there is another part of the discussion that said the mother had an inhaler but it wasn't working. So the inhaler wasn't working. She never have an inhaler. Good. Sad in itself. The mother brought her child to a hospital. No inhaler and all. And you're telling me now that the child died because the mother never have an inhaler and the child reached the hospital alive and was turned away? Man, stop talk crap, man. That is heights of stupidity, in all honesty. So you tell me, so I don't have an inhaler for my child. I take my child to the University of the West Indies. And my child is turned away. It is because I never have an inhaler while the child died. I try to keep calm tonight, so because I see some comments already were kind of irk me, but I just have to breathe. Yeah? The situation is really and truly sad. This is the second such incident that has come to the public's attention of this magnitude, where in an attempt to treat with the COVID situation, we have to some extent forgotten that other things can kill people. Sad situation. Very, very sad situation. It would be interesting to see whatever investigation that is launched, whatever is discovered, and if anybody will be held responsible. First, I would like to have a discussion with whoever turned the mother and the young lady away, because we have no bed. The child is not in labor. She wasn't giving birth. She wasn't taken there because she received gunshot injuries where you have to operate on her immediately. She was having an asthma attack. What better to do with an asthma attack? She needed a bed to be nebulized. She needed a bed to be stabilized. Absolutely crap. You understand? And in many jurisdictions around the world, this would be a massive lawsuit. It's just the truth. Jamaica is not the most litigious country in the world, but there are some instances where we need to exercise our constitutional rights to have some things heard in front of the court. That is just the reality that we face. Because many of us are talking. This could have been your child. And don't tell me say you got to have your inhaler. It can't stop work. It was made by somebody, so it can stop work. And then you are going to take responsibility for your child because the inhaler stopped work after the child was sent away from a medical institution. What are the thing about you that many people probably don't want to publicly admit? And I'll probably ruffle some feathers now. But in general, when I really business with people, the University Hospital of the West Indies is the home of many doctors in training, many medical practitioners in training from the University of the West Indies. Could the allegations of negligence down the years in relation to the university hospital be attributed to the fact that there are many trainees and students practicing at the institution? I'll just leave that there. When I say child, I mean in relation to the lady. All when she a 180-year-old, she's still the child of that woman there, Miss. I don't even remember her name off the top of my head because I never even script this. I just talk off of my head. So all if my daughter become 108, she's still my child. When my son become 238, he's still my child. I don't know. You understand? So I was making reference to the child in relation to the mother. So since as we need to get technical, because I realize that with some of the comments, we are focusing on the things that are so irrelevant and not focusing on the fact that a child has died because of possibly negligence. And we accept these things until it reach our doorstep and we come and ball in the media and all sort of things. When we have instances and opportunities to demand change, but because it not affect us directly now, we are okay. And then when it's affecting us now, it is too late for us and our situation to demand change. Because we are accepting of a lot of crap around here. Eh? But then, I have lived in this country long enough, you see, to not be surprised by anything. I have been doing this YouTube thing for long enough to not be surprised by any comment that is made or any utterance that is made. Because irrespective of what the situation is, you're going to have people for and against the situation. You're going to have people finding excuses. You're going to have people casting blame in areas where no blame not for there and not blaming places where the blame should land square them for. I am quite aware of that fact. I have been doing this long enough. You understand? Who is alive is more relevant than who died. Let the fight. And that again, sir, is crap. So everybody should just die off then. And we just keep focusing on the living. And when somebody die in a situation where people need to answer, we just ignore it and focus on our whole life. So it can happen again. Make it happen again then. And we focus for our whole life. Let's do nothing to effect change. Let's just accept it and focus on who is alive. Make my child die because of the negligence of some hospital and tell me to focus on the living. Again, a next dumb point. I'm just going to call them out tonight. If it's dumb, it's dumb. That is a dumb point. So my child die and we have to focus on the living. Because the child died already. You're mad, man. Nah, man, you see, we teach for your living, you know, some more time you get some youths, you have to reform them. You understand? Make them know so them thought process not ready neither. You see me? So let's continue to give negligence a free ride. Let's continue to make excuses for people losing their lives in some way where it should have never happened. You understand? And let's focus on the living and just forget about the dead. On Sunday, the Prime Minister announced a raft of old things and a few new things in relation to the COVID-19 situation. And let me say that again. A raft of old things and a few new things. Among the few new things is a ban that has been placed on funeral ceremonies for the next couple of weeks. And that was the point that was most talked about immediately after and for the duration of the week out of that press conference. Seeing that restrictions were already placed on funerals in terms of numbers and stuff. However, the truth is a lot of those restrictions were not being adhered to. But nonetheless, the government felt a need to place a ban on funerals. And some people never take that too kindly, because the truth is many funeral homes were nearly at capacity in terms of bodies already, among other things. So there has been clamor for a review of the burial ban, and as such, the cabinet has stated that they are willing to review said situation so the country could know early next week whether the government will reverse its decision to ban funerals for 2 weeks as of Monday, the 8th of March, as part of efforts to stem the spread of the coronavirus. And consequently, many people are rushing now to bury deceased family members before the 8th of March comes around, and that is also creating more problems for the government. You understand? But alright. The ban, which is to remain in force until March 22nd, was announced last Sunday by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who noted that Jamaicans were not adhering to limits on gatherings, which is a maximum of 15 for funeral services and burials. The 15 limit includes members of the clergy and workers at the graveside. Aye, boy. There has been widespread pushback from several quarters against the impending ban, and on Thursday, the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, said the administration is reviewing submissions from stakeholders in the funeral industry. McKenzie, who was addressing the Standing Finance Committee's meeting to examine the 2021-2022 estimates of expenditure, said the submissions from the funeral industry are expected to be considered by the Cabinet, which meets on Monday next. Now, operators of funeral homes have warned that the ban on funerals will lead to a piling up of bodies, as well as an increased costs to bereaved relatives who will have to pay more for storage. But the government has argued that the ban is necessary to curb the spread of the coronavirus, which up to Wednesday had infected 24,444 people, resulting in 436 deaths. I would have given you the updated numbers earlier and something. I don't know, star. You know, but I suppose telling a bereaved family member that you will have to pay more to store your loved one's remains for the next how long is rough. I can see through that. Many people have taken issue with the fact that weddings are still on while funerals are off, among other things. You understand? I don't know, in all honesty, how much benefit we will get from postponing these funerals in terms of the spread of the virus, as I cannot give you a quantitative figure as to how many cases have emerged in lieu of funeral proceedings. I don't know. You understand? But if you know, say you have to go pay more for store your family member, in thinking about the situation at the funeral homes, because remember, you know, man, I kill people every day about here, and so a whole heap of, and you have people dying of natural causes. So it is rough on the funeral homes. It is rough on the family members who will have to delay the funerals for their loved ones, emotionally, financially. Jaja. But the truth is, though, on the flip side of that, Jamaicans normally keep dead family members for a long time, in some instances 1 month, 1.5 months, some cases are 2 months. So it is interesting to hear the outcry now. But be that as it may, if the people that want to bury them family member, then they should be allowed, I suppose. You understand? And I suppose the truth is, I don't think there will ever be a COVID-19 containment measure that will find favor with everybody. Anything that is introduced or imposed, they will be pushed back by some sectors of the population, as they will be affected directly or indirectly. It's just the nature of the situation. You understand? So whatever the government, whether it makes sense or not make no sense, there will be pushback. And as I've said before, we can have a million different protocols and regulations and rules. What we cannot treat with is indiscipline. We are an indisciplined nation. And when we say indiscipline, it means that everybody at Jamaica is indisciplined. But we have a lot of indisciplined citizens among the population. You understand? And that is, I think, the biggest contributor to the prolonged levels of high numbers for cases in recent times, indiscipline. Yeah? I mean, the politicians them have a lot to answer to too, from nomination to election to some other things. You understand? But on an individual level, many of us are indisciplined. Is just the nature of the thing. I was coming from an interview the other evening, and I saw a coaster bus. And trust me, you know, normally back in the days when coaster bus used to park, where you may go see them fall up and people stand up in the passageway this and all. Like, there were more people standing in the bus than sitting in the bus. And I said, Jaja. But the truth is, people have to get home. You understand what I say? It's not everybody about here drive. You see me? People have to go to work, and everybody can stay at them yard and work from home. So there will be cases where we can't prevent, but then I'm sure that there have been many cases where it's just down to people being selfish. You understand? And not caring, really. And I am afraid that long after there has been stability in many countries, Jamaica will still be grappling with the COVID-19 for even longer because of our indiscipline. And we only want to hear one somebody say something. We don't even sit down and analyze it for ourselves and see if it makes sense. We just want to hear one pan knock and we just start beat the pan. I'll beat up the man with the pan and take with the pan and start beat it louder. You understand? Everything we hear on social media, gospel according to John, Matthew and Mark. You understand? There's no independent analysis and observation of anything. We just want to hear somebody say something. And I hit that. We just want to see a video on social media where a man say anything. You don't know this man from Adam, you know? But from the on social media and it is going against the same thing where you are go against, then I hit that. We're good. Good gospel, man. Without taking a moment to think for ourselves. Without say, like this man really sensible though. But from your ear, because you have reached a stage now where in your head this thing don't make no sense and you're tired. So when a man say I'm tired too, and he might give you something, you just take that and you're gone. I guess that's a part of the problem too, but yeah. Vaccination will start soon. Many people have decided already that they will not take any vaccine. Many people have said that, oh no. See? Many people have found reasons as to why they will not take any vaccine. See? And I said it already and I'll say it again. I am not averse to a vaccine. See? We have been vaccinated from we were children. We have been receiving vaccines. And I look on the shoulder there, so I just want to look sitting there. Say, all have we been at take vaccine? You understand? What makes this vaccine so different? I suppose social media and conspiracy theories and theorists. Zane. And the truth is also that with any vaccine, there will be adverse reactions from some people. 1 million people will take the vaccine and they're okay. And one person take it and they have adverse reactions, I suppose, with anything. In the initial stages, there will be probably... Yes, but you see, Craig, the truth is, bro, and I can understand that viewpoint, but let's put it this way. Back in the days when other vaccines were being developed, the technological resources available at that point in time are pale compared to now. So, is it such a strange thing to see a vaccine developed within a year, seeing that we have so much technology at our disposal compared to past vaccines? And not only that, so many different countries and medical experts had people, were working on vaccines. So saying it is 4 years early is a little bit, when you put all things into context. I mean, I defend a vaccine, we just try to some balance in the discussion. See? So I don't know that the time period in which the vaccine was created is a major cause of concern for me, in that there are so many different companies and experts who have been treating with finding a vaccine, so many persons collaborating, so much use of AI and technological resources. So I don't know that the vaccine is 4 years early. Yes, and when you put it into that context, and as I say, I understand the viewpoint, but then if I was to reason it out for myself, then I know that the time frame is a cause for concern for me still. However, saying that I am not averse to taking a vaccine, I am definitely not going to be in the first batch of people taking a vaccine. I can tell you that. I know someone that lost their dad after taking the vaccine last week. They live in Texas. Yeah? Jaja. I suppose they had adverse reaction. I mean, that will happen, unfortunately. As with any vaccine, I am certain that there has been no vaccine that has been administered in history where there hasn't been adverse reaction. And I don't know that there will ever be any vaccine that will ever be administered that there won't be adverse reaction to it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. And the truth is, many of us are saying that we're not taking any vaccine and nobody can get we take no vaccine. You know and me know that for most Jamaicans, there are three promised lands. The promised land of the United States of America, the promised land of Canada, and the promised land of England. And there are many Jamaicans who will do about anything possible, humanly possible, to enter those countries. And I can assure you that there will be coming a thing that we call a medical passport, where in order to enter certain countries, probably almost all countries, you will have to be vaccinated. And this is what is going to happen. The government will be providing vaccines for vast sections of the population free of cost. Many people won't take that because they said that vaccine this and vaccine that, and them still are going to turn around and pay if you go get vaccine for go for it. But we'll see how it goes still. You see me? We'll see how it goes. Auntie. Why Rosie delete the comment from her? Rosie, you shouldn't delete the comment yet. You should make it stay a little bit. But alright. I am not telling anybody to take any vaccine. I can't tell you that. You have to decide that for yourself. You understand? I know that I would prefer to take a vaccine than to lie down, string up to a ventilator. If those are the options, you don't have to guess which one I'm going to take. Zane, and if and when I take that vaccine, I am not even taking that vaccine for myself. I am taking that vaccine for my child. And you do the maths and figure that out. You understand what I'm saying? You do the maths and figure that out. So the vaccine is not even for me per se. See, it sound like you're ready. No, in the Irish, it's not a matter of ready. It's just a matter of we have been taking vaccines forever. You understand? It's just that with the proliferation of social media and everybody becoming experts, now there is, you know what I mean? And that is fair. Zane, it is good for people to ask questions and to push back when they need to push back. But as I said, yeah, it's just that me now go in the join line for taking a vaccine with the first batch and them something. You understand? You understand? So I just saw things set up. And them things. So gunman, what is life without risk? Mr. Gunman, I think the first time you see the name of the building in a family. One thing I normally say to my viewers is we have to be careful of the names we answer to and the names we assign to ourselves, as they have a tendency to influence us, whether consciously or subconsciously, and certain names become our alter egos. So just a friendly suggestion and recommendation is that you may want to look into a change of that name. Just a simple suggestion. You don't have to take it. Alright, peeps. Yeah, make way. I don't even know why I still not talk so much about COVID situations, but I suppose it's just science at the time. You have some people where anywhere they got trouble did it, or anywhere they got trouble reach there, I don't know. One of said person is daughter of former PNP Member of Parliament Easton Douglas, Carrie Douglas, who was the People's National Party Council for the Trafalgar Division. She crossed the aisle and now is the Jamaica Labour Party Council for said division. It will be interesting to see what happens when there is a parish council election. She also contended the last general election against the former PNP Gensec, And I remember filming right, I'm gonna really commit politicians into it like that. See, I don't want someone tell me. Robinson, see me? She has been in the news for various reasons in the past. She apparently locked a nurse into a room at the Bustamante Hospital after taking her child there and wasn't satisfied with the speed at which she was being attended to, and apparently some assault had gone and them something. She was also in the news again in relation to the disaster risk management protocols when she was involved in an altercation with police officers somewhere in the Meadowbrook area after curfew. We see now where again after curfew hours she was on the street and it led to some heat and something. Carrie Douglas arrested and is to face the court on the 16th of March. It was a doctor, not a nurse. The details sometimes leave us. We cover a million stories. You know what I think? Jamaica Labour Party councillor Carrie Douglas was recently arrested and charged for assaulting and obstructing the police during an operation in Swallowfield, St. Andrew. So the incident took place about 8:30 p.m. on the day in question, which was half an hour into the national curfew, which starts at 8 p.m. Now, when the police was responding to a gathering in the community, Douglas, as an elected official, is among the category of people exempt from the curfew. Commanding officer for the St. Andrew Central Police Division, Marlon Nesbitt, confirmed the details. Nesbitt said Douglas allegedly used their vehicle to block the police in effecting the arrest of an individual from the gathering. Following the incident, she turned up at the stadium police where she was arrested. She was granted station bail and is scheduled to appear in court on the 16th of March. So in September of 2020, prosecutors withdrew a charge against Douglas for breaching the DRMA, which is the Disaster Risk Management Act. So the charge that stemmed from an incident in April in which it is alleged that she became boisterous when she was stopped by the police along Meadowbrook Avenue in St. Andrew. And these things. So now, Douglas has denied police accusations in said incident. You understand? So she has retained the services of, I think, Peter Champagny. What a big lawyer for a small case. Just saying. So what were they so now? Yeah. Let me try just take out some part out of it and move on. So a statement released after the incident have Douglas saying the police appeared to the police were physically abusing an individual, or he appeared that way, known to have mental challenges, and she said the person is now being treated in hospital. She said she was reminding the police of the person's mental illness when she was accosted and attacked by a policeman. Based on politically charged comments made during the incident and during a previous incident, I am of the view that I am being targeted by a few police personnel because of my recent decision to cross political aisles. I look forward to my day in court and the opportunity to once again prove my innocence, Douglas was quoted as saying in the release. Now, she declined to comment further on the matter and has directed persons to her attorney, Queen's Counsel Peter Champagny. Now, Champagny, in speaking, similarly hinted at a political motive for the arrest. I am not trying to come down one way or another, he said, but it is just by way of making a comment. And one wonders if, because of her history, in terms of her political history, you may wonder if this is coincidence. I don't know, Champagny said. Or based on her previous behavior, Champagny, you may be wondering if she's not the problem. That's an ask. I don't want to come down one way or the other either. It is a matter that clearly would have to be played out in court. there are going to be challenges because it seems to me, with all of what is happening, especially when you have persons in the political field that are as active as she appears to be and interfacing with the community and so on, sometimes things may happen, he said. Yo, Carrie is a family of politics. One day, she will make a mistake that will hurt her. I don't know still. I don't know if it's Carrie follow trouble or trouble follow Carrie. But something and follow something. Yeah, something me I say. Something and follow something. So people see how that what they go. Champagne at the wheel. Champagne at the wheel, I suppose. Now, curfew imposed in sections of Capchaland and Young Street. This was from last week Friday, but me I talk about it because you know I have dubbed curfews in Jamaica as being curfew tiles, as in truth that in fact curfews in Jamaica don't do much in all honesty. What curfews do is to put boots on the ground for 24 hour, 48 or 72-hour periods. And as soon as the boots are gone, then the guns are out. Amari, I could never make a statement like that, in all honesty. You understand? There's no way I could make a pronouncement whether or not. I got the video. I actually called the Black River police station to get some information because I did intend to do a video. I spoke to a Constable Clark down at Black River. Very nice sounding young lady. Very polite and articulate. You know, I introduced myself and explained the situation and asked if there was any information on the incident. And Constable Clark was quick to say that she was not in a position to provide any information at this time. I asked of her if there was someone else I could speak to, and she said, no, not at this moment, sir. So I don't know. But I have the video. I got the video repeatedly, as I normally get most videos and thing, but I had no way of confirming some stuff, so I did not do the video. That is me still. You understand? One whole community I'm gonna try cut off one grill, bruh. You see me? And thing. So I don't know still. So the curfew was imposed in sections of Capchaland and Young Street in Clarendon between 6 p.m. on Friday, February 26 last, and 6 p.m. Sunday, February 28. I don't know if it was extended or what, but I have asked a question a million times. What is the purpose of these curfews? What has been achieved apart from a few hours of police and soldiers being present in an area? Many times, these areas that are under curfew, a few days after the police leave, 2 more men dead. Gunshot again. Because the police and soldiers them go there and them leave the guns them where they down there before they go down there. And I see them gun them and kill people. Then it don't make no sense, brother. You see me I say? It's not like it's an indefinite curfew. And even in a curfew mode, in a state of emergency. And Zozos, man a kill man close to police post anyway. So like, if we not remove the guns them from these communities, then people not stop dead. I think that to them be common sense, you know, but then, as I said, common sense not so common these days. And everybody got it. And probably it's just me I interpret the situation on a low level. Probably I suppose there is high level explanation from our security luminaries among us, but I can't see. Say somebody is able to point out the long-term benefit of these curfews, then I'll be very willing to listen. You understand? Very, very willing to listen. See, but until then, I am of the view, and I'll maintain same view, that these curfew are curfew tiles. You understand? Action in futility, man. I don't even I'm not seeing the tip pad. The tip pad. Alright, I'm gonna put up a tip pad, my friend. Give me a little minute, then let me find a tip pad. That's funny. You see me? So curfew. Waste of time. You understand? Police officer demand that undue stress. See me? Man good as all the other yard while them on road in a curfew. Somebody just WhatsApp me asking for a tip pan, so I post a tip pan. That's funny. Strange, this feeling I'm feeling. Oh, your love will always believe in. Made me think my faith is in vain. Alright, the tip on should be in the pinned comment at the top of the thing there. Alright, so I'm gonna move on now. Curfew enjoying ice cream. Look here, don't involve me. Don't involve me in an ice cream discussion. You understand? A joke. I'll talk about that. Look more. Not from the angle I expect, but from other angles. 3 teenagers nabbed for illegal gun. I mean, what's new? A woman and 3 teenage boys were taken into custody in relation to the seizure of a shotgun and a 12-gauge cartridge at a premises in Northampton in St. Elizabeth. So police reports are that between 12:45 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Monday, lawmen were conducting an operation in the area when the premises was searched. Now, according to the police, a 12-gauge shotgun with one 12-gauge round was found at the trunk of a tree at the rear of the premises. 4 rifles leaning up on a tree. The 4 were then arrested. The man, they have a gun leaning up on one tree. But glad them did lean up a gun for the tree still. You understand? Yeah, man. I'm glad them did lean up a gun for the tree. You see? I'm glad the rest were made too. Because regular we use a gun find and they don't find nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, there now. Anonymous, thanks for the contribution. and thing. Police find ammunition in abandoned car. So the man them a lean up gun pan tree, the man them a hide gun in a kit. A team of officers assigned to the Highway Patrol Division of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEP, seized 16 rounds of ammunition during an operation on Robinson Road in Kingston 19 on Wednesday the 3rd of March. So reports are that about 8 a.m., the lawmen were in the area when they saw 2 men traveling in a Nissan Tida motor car. The driver of the vehicle was signaled to stop, however he disobeyed and sped off. The motor vehicle was later found abandoned along a section of the roadway. The officers searched the vehicle and one M16 magazine containing 16 5.56 rounds of ammunition was found. The vehicle was seized. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. I would think that the police would try to ascertain the owner of the vehicle and their investigations would be guided from there. Probably the man them run with a gun, and probably that was an extra magazine, who knows. So we about gun lean up on tree, gun find a car where man a magazine, loaded magazine found in car where the man them run left. Firearm found in truck tire. The police say they have seized a firearm during an operation in a High House, Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Reports from the Old Harbour police are that about 6:30 a.m., lawmen conducted an operation in the area where a premises was searched and one Glock pistol was found in a truck tire. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Investigations continue. Big up to the police officers them who out there I try to make the place a better. We appreciate the ones them. You understand? Big up to the police officer them. We know the police force kind of get a beating this week, but big up on yourself. I work on our work. As my neighbor say, the man them out there serve and protect. So anything the man them do is in an attempt to serve and protect. Yeah, sir. Be impressed, jobless. Thanks so much for the contribution, my friend. Really appreciate it. So, Negril man and woman on gun and ganja charges respectively. So the man is on the gun charge and the woman is on the ganja charge. And from what day, I be a Christmas gun me ask about the place. Like, I some pretty gun. You understand? Normally, when me I grow up, gun is either black or chrome. Now, red gun, green gun, blue gun, rainbow color gun. Man, them a take the gun color thing for fun. See? Like, the Negril police say they have charged a man and woman following a series of operations in Red Grove, Negril on Tuesday, the 2nd of March, in which an illegal handgun and a quantity of ganja were seized. Yeah? 38-year-old Richard Mosley, otherwise called Tupac, of Red Grove in Negril, Westmoreland, has been charged for illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Meanwhile, 45-year-old Desiree Campbell, also of Negril, Westmoreland, has been charged for possession of ganja and dealing in ganja. Now, reports from the Negril police are that lawmen conducted an operation at a premises in the area about 3 p.m. The police team reportedly saw a man acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. A motor vehicle that was in the yard was searched and the firearm, a Taurus handgun with 12 rounds of ammunition, was found in the glove compartment of the vehicle. A secondary operation was carried out at another premises occupied by Campbell, where 4 pounds of ganja was seized. He was arrested and subsequently charged. The court dates for both people are being finalized. Auntie. The moderator them we are delete Jazz Green comment. Stop. Make him comment. The person who contributed just now anonymously, thanks so much for your contribution. Yeah, well, big up for yourself. Don't delete the comments. May then stay. Finar, big up yourself and the youth. Give thanks. Big up to the police, but I want more gun. You know what I mean? Give thanks. No people, speaking about trouble following back of people, you see? Are people following trouble? Miss Sherry Lee, thanks so much for the contribution, Empress. I really and truly appreciate it. They say man have worms and hookworm. We don't load the man. You understand? I make the man comment. Again. So, fellow on screen, Isaac Buchanan, who would have risen to popularity, fame in recent times, as he has taken control of some high-profile cases and have had some successes he himself has had issues with the law in the past and some other things. Now, man, trust me, Rosie, man. The next one, yeah, man, me know why you delete it, you know. But if you delete the comment, then it makes my ability to do something a little bit tricky. So, we need the comments then. Alright. Yeah, man, him good, man. Him a look a boyfriend. But I know me that. You understand? Him dey on a mission. Him dey on a fission. And we know dey on that. You see me? Eh. So, I at Buchanan, you know. I don't know. Trouble kind of follow back a Isat or Isat follow back a trouble too. You understand me? I say, I couldn't tell you. You see me? Attorney Isaac Buchanan in physical altercation with cop at court. Boy. Attorney Isaac Buchanan was recently in a physical altercation with a cop on the grounds of the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court in halfway tree on Tuesday. You see me? Reports are that there was a dispute between a civilian and a cop, and Buchanan somehow became embroiled in the altercation. Some eyewitness reports suggested that Buchanan was filming the incident with his cell phone, but others have denied that version of how he got into the physical encounter with the cop, in which he was allegedly roughed up. However, it appears that he will be seeking to get legal redress for the reported physical altercation. Of course he would. Of course he would. Sorry for my beautiful country. The youths them tune in to Footer Hype and LA Lewis more than actual people with sense and intelligence. That means we are doomed. Jaja. I sat. So I don't know what has developed since the incident, but apparently ISAT get rough up here. So I don't know the details of the roughings and thing. I don't know the genesis of the situation either, but I suppose ISAT will be the lawyer and seek legal redress. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, understand. Yeah. Yeah, I want people know say Robbery is my grandmother's favorite ice cream, you know. My nice grandmother, you know. Jaja. My slow favorite ice cream that, you know, Robbery is. Robbery is ice cream get popular rasta. Tell her. But Keller need to know how to chill and behave like a professional. Him love mix up and controversy too. You see me? But as me say, Buchanan and Carrie Douglas, I don't know if it's trouble follow them or is them follow trouble or them and trouble follow them one another. I don't know. You understand what I say? And thing. No, we say Robberies get expensive, man. But the story that would wait for you. But it was be smart on. Me now I could mash up my stream, you know. Me wise on, me taller down, me I say far down. You don't even know where I go at. You understand what I say? Yeah. Yeah, man. Indicom probing fatal shooting in St. Catherine. They say she love Robbery. Me couldn't jam you tonight. It's work me come here for work. why you don't think they're trouble? Discipline? Discipline, Vincent? Basically, if you're an interpreter, me I say still you're the interpreter, me I say. Me not have to say exactly what me I say for you hear what me I say. You see what me I say? You're good as not say what me I say still, but yeah, man. But me don't tell you, say, when I was speaking about Carrie Douglas, I said Peter Champini probably need to look on the thing up another way if his client is actually the troublemaker. You understand what I say? If me think the man forget fire, we reach over that part of the round, man. Me sound like a one story at a time. You understand what I say? Work me a work. When you see me in my uniform, it's work me working. Me don't want nobody try to derail the street. You understand? Just, you understand? Yeah, man. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, is probing the circumstances under which a man was fatally shot in St. Catherine on Thursday morning. Kendrick Genus, 33 years old, was killed at his home on Federal Avenue in Sydenham about 12:50. Mr. Genus's mother is claiming that her son was shot by the police. So police shoot him, kill him. Then people not see. People turning at them house and see. Them a pick up the shot them, pick up the spent shell them. No gunman, no gunman, no time a pick up shot when them fire shot, she contended. But Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, Communications Officer of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, refuted the claim that Mr. Genus was shot by the police. She said police who were on patrol early Thursday morning received a call about gunshots in Sydenham. But after carrying out checks in the area, they did not see anything, so they left. They were again alerted at about 7:30 a.m. that the body of a man was seen in a yard, and that is when they found the body of Genus. SSP Lindsay said the police are investigating the circumstances which led to his death, and Nigel Morgan, Director of Complaints at Indicom, said the agency has not yet determined whether Mr. Genus was killed by the police or a criminal. So, you know what I find strange about that thing here? In Jamaica, everything will happen with video. So, me sure says somebody who said them say, man a pick up spench, somebody has stash out somewhere and video it. Me not ask you. You understand? I am not in a position to say whether the police were involved or not. I'll wait on what Indicom discover before I make any pronouncements. Because you never know sometimes, you know. You understand? You never know. We can't tell where the people them say in a real life. But me I say, knowing our video culture and we love video everything, somebody must have a video somewhere. Bro Cardi, how are you doing, Empress? Hope all is well. Give thanks. Farmer slapped with multiple charges for a gun attack. The farmer them in the country, you say, enough of them. Teach if it was the police, someone would have videoed it. Me think so to a real soldier, but I could be wrong. Most of the farmers them in the country these days are farm food except farm crops. Yeah, A 34-year-old, the farmer of Taylorland, 9 miles in Bull Bay, St. Andrew, was on Thursday charged for breaches of the Firearms Act for an incident that occurred in October of 2020. So Christopher Smart, otherwise called Brother or Smiley, has been charged with shooting with intent. Christopher now live by his surname, his man's name Smart. The irony is real. Zane has been charged with shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. Now, police reports are that about 3:45 p.m. on Sunday, 18th of October, Smart approached a complainant who was sitting beside the roadway with a group of men. It is alleged that he pulled a firearm and opened gunfire at the complainant, who reportedly escaped injury by running onto a nearby premises. So Smart walked up to man and not shoot him not even one time. The complainant made a report to the police and the accused was subsequently apprehended and charged. His court date is being finalized. Man's name Christopher Smart. Jaja. Westmoreland fisherman and murder charge granted $500,000 bail. Ah, boy. The foolishness never stop, innit? Jaja. Just satisfy we don't teach. Give us. I know a story if you give you. We don't know exactly what go on. What me go tell you no we not see or hear or think. You understand? But as I said, I'll be looking at the situation with a more balanced eye. Scream. I'm just kidding. We couldn't resist. You understand? But I'll be exploring the situation of the policeman's job and not necessarily the ice cream part of the thing. Because you hear what? The truth is in Jamaica, enough man say them don't do that something and them do it. It's just the truth. Enough for one to do it. You understand what I mean? I said, enough for one to do it. Enough for one better than Squaddy. Enough for one we have burn Squaddy. Squaddy a joke too. No can't tell me nothing. You understand what I mean? I say, Squaddy a joke too. Enough for one make Squaddy look like a trainee. No, calm down. You understand what I mean? I say, can't trick a teacher. I know things, you know. I know people. You understand? So, enough for one you talk about Squaddy. A Squaddy thing, but we soon get to that part. You understand? The Squaddy, why Squaddy in a uniform, I don't know Rasta. Squaddy cool like ice cream. Them video drop yet a teacher. You say them video drop yet steal. And that go on for true, man. You see me? But I truth is, not for the man them we have one Squaddy about here. Them involved. Them in very deep. You understand what I say? Zane, it's not my thing. But if a Squaddy thing, a Squaddy thing. Right now, Squaddy look like a king. Alright, we got. But so, I'm not going to join you out, you know. So, I have to come to peer pressure. So, people getting a problem in their life, and I'm gone. I'm not going to get me in no problem. You understand what I say? Yeah, so, you make people get in a problem, peer pressure business. And me a big man, and I'm going to peer pressure bleed me. Then, no. You understand? Right. So Westmoreland fisherman Mark Watson, who is charged with murder, was offered $500,000 bail when he appeared in the parish court recently. Watson was ordered to report to the Westmoreland police 3 times per week. So in making the bail application, his attorney, Abel Dunfoot, argued that his client was not a flight risk, noting that he had surrendered to the police in the company of his lawyer. Foot also argued that Watson has a solid alibi of his whereabouts on the day of the killing. Now, according to him, his client was at sea. I mean, what else the man could end there? The man is a fisherman. Then his way go there. The man is going to be at sea. That is very funny. Then when we read the article, we just bust out a laugh when Danfoot said the man alibi same day at sea. Then who did see him at sea? Some fish. Oh, alright, let me be serious, boy. Now, according to him, his client was at sea when the incident occurred, and that he has a witness. He also argued that Watson has a plethora of illnesses that would be exacerbated by continuous detention. Following the submission, the court offered Watson bail. His co-accused Delmar Cunningham, Ricardo Bailey, and Tristan Daly were remanded. Now, allegations are that Watson and a group of men attacked the deceased, Delroy Grant, on the 11th of January 2021. It is further alleged that they used a hammer and a piece of iron to hit Grant in the head, causing him to fall unconscious to the ground. The police were summoned. Now, after arriving at the scene, they escorted Grant to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was admitted in critical condition. Whoa. He was later transferred to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on the 17th of January this year. You understand? Miss Sherry Lee is stop pressure Miss Paulette, son. Believe me. You understand? Yes. John Oster. Somebody couldn't tell me why Miss Sherry Lee is so excited. You must really love ice cream. Ice cream too fattening, man. You understand? Right now. You have to careful with the ice cream thing. They put on weight. I could even do a story where every time I come across a story, a look of sadness just befall me. You know what I mean? I feel laughing sometimes. You see it? Empress Tamara Geddes. Her case is Tamara Tamu good. Me not no flavor. You understand? Me don't eat ice cream. You know say how me have put on weight. Me I try avoid that. You don't allow me. We all know that Tamara's sister has pleaded guilty for her murder. She was sentenced to 20 years. Sister of murdered Tamara Geddes gets 20 years in prison. So 40-year-old Nadim Geddes was sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder of her 36-year-old sister Tamara. And we know that Tamara was shot and killed at her house in Reserve District, Trelawney, on the 19th of June last year. So Nadim Geddes had pleaded guilty to the killing in Trelawney, in the Trelawney Circuit Court on the 8th of February. She also pleaded to conspiracy to murder and was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment at hard labor. I think that is a different case, you know. I hope you don't follow. The sentences are to run concurrently. You know, I don't remember any sentence being issued, handed down in Jamaica that run consecutively. Them always concurrent, but alright. The sentences are to run concurrently, and she's to serve 15 years before being eligible for parole. So Nadim's two daughters, Shanice Ruddock and another, who is a minor, had pleaded guilty to misprision of a felony and were each given sentences suspended for 3 years. So the police had, we know all of that already. See? So I'm going to share another article where I can give you some more detail. Like, when you find out where the animosity has stemmed from and what led to Tamara losing her life, like, hey Tony Shea, how are you? Look here, I don't want to stop ask me things. So if you don't ask me things and me answer, you not tell me say I don't want nobody ask me nothing. You understand what I say? If you don't have no answer already, you don't keep you, and I don't want nobody question me. Because if me answer on you, tell me say me I tell lie. Then it make no sense me answer on you. So if you don't know answer already, you don't ask me nothing, man. You understand what I say? Who really kill her? We soon reach to all of that, brother. You see me? So now, so Nadim's two daughters, 21-year-old Shanice Ruddock and a 15-year-old, who both pleaded guilty to misprision of felony in the case, were each given 3 years probation by the presiding judge, Justice Martin Gale, and their convictions have not been recorded. Interesting. You understand what I say? And thing. Additionally, Nadim, who also pleaded guilty to conspiracy to murder 33-year-old Tenesia Miller. On the list of this, Nadim Geddes, Tamara's sister, who pleaded guilty for fear murder, also pleaded guilty to conspiracy to murder, to the murder of 33-year-old Tenesia Miller of Carey Park, also in Trelawney, and she was given 5 years for that because she pleaded guilty. So technically she get 25 years, but you know what thing go. But the sentences, as I said, are to run concurrently. Miller is now facing the capital charge for the fatal stabbing of Nadim's brother. Miller, please, hold on. Because I know you're so caught up in this police situation. You don't even focus on what going on around here, you know. When very easily distracted. Wanna do well in an exam? Wanna do for an exam? Wanna pass? Wanna get distracted easily. Nadim Geddes pleaded guilty for the murder of her sister Tamara Geddes. She has also pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder of Tanisha Miller of Carey Park, also in Trelawney. Zane Miller, who she pleaded guilty to conspiracy to kill, is now facing the capital charge for the fatal stabbing of her brother. So apparently, she tried kill this body, or she conspired to kill the person who was charged for killing her brother. But Nadine is a serious fellow. Miller is now facing the capital charge of the fatal stabbing of Nadim's brother, 38-year-old Gregory Geddes, a raft captain of Reserve District. He was killed during a dispute with Miller at a bar in Martabury in December 2019. When Nadim appeared in court, she was clad in a grey blouse and a pair of jeans pants, her face mask, COVID-19 protocol situation. Before handing down the sentence, Justice Gale noted that the punishment must denounce things like this. When I look at the aggravated circumstances, a gun was involved. That is serious. Sister involved. That is serious. It happened at a house, the dwelling house. Those are aggravated circumstances. The presence of a child. Those are aggravated circumstances, Justice Gale said. To me, the only positive thing is the early plea. That is the only thing. The rest are aggravated circumstances. The first thing that comes to mind is protection of society from persons like these. For you to kill your own sister, that is indeed serious. Families will have their quarrel from time immemorial, but no one expected death, the judge said. So last week, the court heard that Nadim Geddes had shared a house with her two daughters and their sister. On May 10, 2020, Nadim Geddes was said to have reported to the police that her sister had damaged her 200-gallon water tank. If Tamara damaged the tank, Tamara was wrong. You understand? Tamara Geddes promised the police that she would compensate her sister for the tank, so she did damage the tank. If she tell the police them she going to pay for it means that she did damage it for true. Justice Gale noted that the two sisters had frequent disputes, but the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back was the damaging of the black tank. One tank. Attorney J.C. Mitchell, who defended Ruddock and their mother, said he had expected a lighter sentence than 20 years, but declined to comment further on it. How you answer to me? He, however, explained that misprision, which in essence is a failure to report a serious crime to the police, is an antiquated offense. This is an old offense, abolished in England, I think in 1967, but we still have it on our books here. In relation to that matter, the learned judge imposed a non-custodial sentence. That is to say, she was given probation for 3 years and the conviction has not been recorded, Mitchell said. You understand? So one water tank lead to the death of one sister and the death of another sister. Because it's dead, she basically dead, you know. She dead to enough people. You understand? So two dead. Tamara and Nadim. Tamara is dead. But then Nadim dead too. One water tank. I don't know if Tamara mash up the tank. But if Tamara... Continuing, so there has been 2 more guilty pleas for Geddes' murder. So 2 of the 3 men charged in connection with the contract killing of Tamara Geddes pleaded guilty in the Trelawney Circuit Court on Wednesday, joining the deceased sister and their 2 nieces as persons implicated in the conspiracy. It took 1 million people to kill the Empress. A 6th person has not yet pleaded as he showed up in court without legal representation. You know why kill people and can't even afford lie. And that's what I go on about it. The 2 men who pleaded guilty before Justice Martingale are 33-year-old Tashana Young. Then you know see film parents and set him away from him ban. Where one man not do with name Tashana? Then something been wrong with him for a long time. From him get name. You can't have your son and name him Tashana. If Tashana didn't go to school in my time, he might lied from school, you know. Because I know him couldn't come to school. And when he would them go to school, we don't laugh after him. He no want to come. Yo, Tashana, come here, you could go look to girl. Tashana, we go play ball, yeah, for... I don't know if I'm empowered with Tashana still. I tell you the truth. I have to ask you. I think Tashana could have been my friend. It's just weird. I don't know what I'm to them mother, you know. Tell them so they must set the youth them something ways from. Imagine Tashana will get one girl and the girl named Tashana too. You might look one girl and you find out say a girl named Tashana. Then that can't save. Tashana, you know me like it. You know Tashana, you know me like it. That not safe. That not safe. I'm looking at it. But say, you know, make we move on, because when I joke what the man thing to, you know, that me notice to do now. So the 2 men who pleaded guilty before Justice Martingale are 33-year-old Tashana Young of Norwood St. James and 55-year-old Owen Irving, also of Norwood. They were charged with murder and conspiracy to murder. The other accused, 24-year-old Brian Shelley, also of Norwood, was remanded and is to return to court on the 7th of June, when it is anticipated that legal representation will be addressed. And the 2 fellow who plead guilty will be sentenced on the 9th of March. Ace Rasta. Tashana. Right now, me don't even bother like no girl of the name Tashana. That not safe neither. You understand? So all that girl amount the name Tashana, we can only just be friends. Nothing more. That not safe. Tashana. I blacklist that name there. Boy. Jaja. What a story I saw the star. One tank. Speaking about tank, my next story where is worse than tank, a rubbish, but we soon get to that. I had intended to do an individual video for that story, and man, me couldn't even bother. I have a boy at my school now named Tanya. When I asked his mother why she just laugh and say, "Me no know, miss." Then me say, "Mommy, no disrespect silly about it. Me no want to sound rude, but between me and like, you're sensible on a level like, me I try to figure it out." Then you name the boy Tanya. And you don't know why you name him Tanya, miss. Then Kiana, how are you, Empress? Hope you're okay. I don't know what to them parents I do, because they not name me out them good. Tearful man apologizes after getting 14 years for killing 17-year-old baby mother. 14 years in getting a ball. I should have 28. An old Harbour man, and I remember the story very well, you see? An old Harbour man who in 2019 killed the 17-year-old mother of his child and buried her in his duck pen before going on the run, tearfully apologized to her parents after he was sentenced to 14 years and 4 months behind bars at hard labor for manslaughter. You know me need to find out when they get sentenced to hard labor these days, how what them do and where them go. I know you have places like Richmond where agriculture is still a thing in the penal system or something. But what kind of hard labor business are going about? I don't know. I need to find out. I need to start some serious videos. I don't have the time yet. But I will have the time eventually. Let me start do some real serious videos about here. I delve into some topic and some issues where, you know what I mean? Yeah. If boy, hey, you want girl, you know, like you name a child before the child born, you don't register the child until after the child born. So even if you want a girl and it's a boy, then you don't give the boy and a girl name family. If you want girl, you go look girl again. You understand? According to details shared during the trial which took place before the St. Catherine Court, Jermaine Dawkins and the victim, Alicia Allen, were engaged in a tempestuous relationship. I haven't seen that word in a long time. In a tempestuous relationship with frequent fights and quarrels. According to information shared in the court, Dawkins' mother said the two constantly quarreled and she told them to separate. She said Allen would leave the family home only to return. Allen's own father, who described the relationship as rocky and violent, also said the two would quarrel and fight often and that on more than one occasion his daughter would make reports to the police about the incident. According to Dawkins himself, things finally came to a head during a confrontation between him and Allen at his Patrick Street Old Harbour home on the night of September 7, 2019. Dawkins, in a caution statement, said he and Allen were in a bedroom talking when she told him that she had set up man to kill him, but that the man died 3 days prior. He said upon hearing that he got upset. He then claimed that Allen pushed him in the chest and he pushed her back. He said she then grabbed a knife and started to push off his face. Let me read that again. He said she then grabbed a knife and started to push off his face. Dawkins said he grabbed the knife from her, grabbed her by the throat and squeezed. According to Dawkins, he never expected she be dead. Quote. He said she dug him in the eye and then he saw that she had stopped wrestling. He said he became frightened and let her go, and let go of her, at which point she fell to the ground, breathing heavily. He said when he saw that she had stopped moving and he realized that her eyes had rolled over, he panicked. He said seeing the duck pen on the wall, he placed the body there and buried it. Sound like a brother had dig that grave there before, you know. There's a deep hole there doing a duck pen there. I saw them the duck they live deep. Deep duck. However, according to a relative who became a prosecution witness, Dawkins, while moving the body from the room, had seen him and asked him to help with moving the body. The relative claimed he only saw the feet of the deceased and did not know who it was at the time, but assisted him because he was afraid, and Dawkins had a gun in his hand after burying the body. Dawkins fled the area. Family members, after not seeing Allen for a while, began searching for her and ran into the relative who told them that Jermaine buried a body into a hole over his yard and maybe it was Lisa, Allen's pet name. Her remains were found on the 13th of September 2019. The autopsy revealed that the body had defects on the left side of the neck, left breast, and right shoulder, but no associated fatal injury to the underlying organs or blood vessels, and no evidence of trauma such as gunshot wounds or blunt impact trauma. It, however, said other causes of death such as positional asphyxia, pressure on the neck, and other asphyxiated types of death could not be ruled out. The cause of death was said to be undetermined. Dawkins eluded cops for some 9 months before he was collared by officers who were conducting an operation in June of 2020 at Old Road in Kitchentown, St. Catherine. Now, Senior Parish Judge Justice Carl Lawrence Beswick, in handing down the sentence, using 12 years as a starting point, said Dawkins, based on the fact that he pleaded guilty and his age, qualified for a discount, taking it down to 7 years. She, however, said the aggravating factor of how Allen died and how he buried the body left her with no choice but to bring the sentence back up to 15 years, minus the 8 months he had already spent in custody, resulting in a final sentence of 14 years and 4 months. A sobbing Dawkins apologized to Allen's parents, who were in court, telling them he was sorry, causing her mother to break down in tears. Dawkins, during a question and answer with the police prior to the trial, said he was sorry and wished he could give the mother of his child life, just so she live again. Yes, Father Marlon, the justice system kind of set up some type of way, you know. You have to understand it if you understand it. You understand it? You see the left and go back business, yeah? It's left and go back, left and go back. And it's not a left and go back situation based on infidelity. It's a left and go back situation based on physical abuse. I'm going to say it already and I'm going to say it again. If you're in a relationship where you have been physically abused once, it will happen again. And the more it happens, the more it happens. If you get what I say. Because a woman get comfortable and slap you up and a man get comfortable and slap you up. So the more it happens, the more it happens. Judge of God. 17-year-old. prisoner bolts from Trelawney family court. No, me not laugh. Say prisoner is safe. Me I laugh because of the headline. Prisoner bolt. Wanna see mats? Wanna see strips? Ladies, if you're involved in a relationship with a brother and him lick you one time, take care of yourself. Because you get lick again. No matter when tell you say yo him not do it again and him not know what happened and him love you and take care of yourself. You understand? Men, if you're in a relationship and a woman knock you a certain way, take care of yourself. Because she will bust your ass again. That me I tell you too. And she says she can't win your food. While you can get on top of you. You don't even know. You understand? Because enough man both here get bust ass, but I true they don't want to talk. Because they don't want nobody know like. And so they might get beaten. So then just take it. Then no good in the man still. But I always tell people anything will happen with females happen with males. You understand? Just like how I always tell people, you see like how you have some man where them just do road and take on road and a million girl, you have some woman with a million man. Plus what? I don't even know. When I say yo man give on wicked, you don't want to catch woman them when they want to give on. I don't even know say people girl pity them. They not easy like. Yeah, man out there beat to man, yeah, some man out there will bust some man ass. You understand? Not even them boy pity them a beat you like. You see me? I don't say a thing, but the truth say man them now go tell them friends say woman a beat them. I imagine all my my brother call it me, I say, yo teacher, you know what I say? Me get a beating last night. Then me go just go beat him up on top of it. Then me do it, I don't know how to react to it still. That alive, that beat him still, but you understand? And me go tell my brother say, bro, you know what I say? Me get a beating last night. First night beating and you know, I don't know. You know, man, not tell them man them bridging so they get no lick. Enough man I get lick about it. Enough man have to go in before sun go down. That me I tell you. You understand? Them dead with lick. So it happen all about it, just not see it right. You know, when a girl, we tell our girlfriend say our man, our husband, our partner beat her, the man not tell nobody say the empress about busting ass like. So that's why we not know about them. But it a go on right now, a man a get licked. Good as all next door too. No. I don't hear no man a ball out. They didn't not go ball neither still, but you know hear lick there. I don't know lick some. Right now, smart one man a get licked somewhere. It's rough. But I'm not born with them the skin there for take lick still. My skin is not a lick taking skin. I don't know. I didn't get a skin there. My skin have them membrane there. Technic membrane. I don't know about that. You understand? So I do even know. What if a brethren see you get beaten? Boy, I don't know when you just take beaten, what you gonna do? You understand? You get caught in the beating Griffiths. You see me? But my skin is not the technic skin still. You don't know about that skin. You understand? Woman them know for raise them voice off of the man them. Yeah man, you have some woman out there with what's your ass man. For your ass. You understand? Cause you understand my skin not grow that way there. But I could move on. Cause prisoner bold from down one place there. Trelawney police have launched a manhunt for a man who escaped from police custody on Thursday, February 25. Now reports are that about 2:15 p.m. the man identified as Howard Fraser, Shelley and Fraser family. I don't know. I do not tell anybody so they say that. I have just played that role. Howard Fraser, a taxi operator of Zion in Marthabury, Trelawney, was in custody for breaches of protection orders when he fled while he was awaiting trial at the Trelawney Family Court. A manhunt has since been launched. The police are appealing to anyone with information on the whereabouts of Howard Fraser to contact the Falmouth Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-954-3073, the police 119 emergency number. Crime Stop at 311 or the nearest police station. Now, meanwhile, the police are reminding members of the public that it is a criminal offense to harbor a fugitive or to harbor a fugitive. So this man, they have a family court man, you know, like a gun court man, you know. And I like say a drugs charge man, you know, like a murder charge, you know. Take care now, take care of you them by the looks of things, and the man take away himself. You understand? Yeah, we take bad things with joke, you know. Alright, sir. 2 sentenced men charged with shooting with intent. So 2 sentenced men have been arrested and charged with shooting with intent following an incident in their community of Patron on Tuesday, February 22nd. Patron. Apparently a place now of many clowns. Charged are 22-year-old Meandre. Mean Dre. Me I pre-pronounce Meandre. Me and the Dre. Me I put the name because I don't want to say me I tell lie on people pick me, you know. Yeah, son. Right now, a man could have named Meander. Meander, these are curves along the river channel. It's right when I look on the man name Meander, I see, he can't tell me nothing. See, I'm a copy. The keyboard I move wrong. So, charge our 22-year-old Meandre Vassell, otherwise called Dre, a carpenter, and 23-year-old Shaquille Boswell, otherwise called Moosey. Is that Mason? I don't even know. Yes, sir, you are Norman J. Reports said that about 1 a.m., the complainant was opening his gate when he saw the accused men with whom he previously had an altercation approaching him. One of the men, who was armed with a firearm, opened gunfire at the complainant, who managed to escape and report the incident to the police. Vassell and Boswell were later arrested and charged following an identification parade. Their court dates are being finalized. Jaja. I realize a boy teacher will see him skin. Yeah, skin different, brother. I don't have a leather skin type thing. You understand? 2 men found dead in car trunk in St. Andrew. They have been identified. So 2 men whose bodies were found in the trunk of a car on Windermere Close in St. Andrew on Saturday have been identified as a 34-year-old taxi operator Andre Gordon and a 23-year-old Lasana Reed. Lasana. What was Lasana? So I know Lasana, you know. I think I read was their surname. Both men were from Kingston. Oh, the Lasana I mean was a girl. Okay. Shortly after 11 Saturday night, the Grand Spend police received a report that a strange car was parked on Windermere Close, and the bodies, which had bullet wounds to the head, were later found. Investigators say it appears the men were killed elsewhere. Lasana. I know an empress who had that name once. Well, I know an empress. I mean, I haven't seen her in years, but yeah. So the headline of this, Judge. The obituary is plenty, boy. And they do it done, you know. This Empress on screen is actually somebody who vlogs, as in she has a YouTube channel. I went across to look at the channel earlier when I was reading the article, when I was scripting it. She was also employed at the Kingston Public Hospital, I think. I'll read the article it after. She was shot and killed. So resident, well, let me read from the headline. Vlogger killed in her yard. I think the name of her channel is Journey with Nicola Campbell. I think that is the name. But I soon tell her. I think it's in the article as well. So residents of Little Q Road in Kingston 10 looked on in shock and sadness on Wednesday as they recall the chilling news that their neighbor and friend, 36-year-old Nicola Gibson Campbell, was murdered in her yard the night before. Gibson Campbell, a vlogger and clerk at the Kingston Public Hospital, was cut down by a lone gunman after she arrived home from work. Now, reports from the police are that Gibson Campbell, mother of three, arrived at her home about 7 p.m. when she was pounced upon by the attacker, who opened fire, hitting her multiple times. A resident said that the incident caught them by surprise. 13 shots? Nah, man. What kind of country this we living in? She said, said the resident, who requested anonymity because of security fears. Why the man them a kill off the woman them? The resident said she was jolted from her bed on Tuesday night by explosions, footsteps, and shouts. Gibson Campbell was described by an elderly male neighbor as a good little friend who regularly checked on him to ensure that he was well. The deceased had grown up with her grandmother and had lived in the Little Q Road area for years, residents said. Her former schoolmate remembered her as a quiet soul. She died really horrible, Nadine Simpson said. Throughout my years at Merle Grove, that girl has been a Christian, never taught. She don't speak, just her little peers, that is it. Gibson Campbell was also head girl at Edith Dalton James, and Gibson Campbell had a YouTube channel. So it's Nicola Campbell's Journey, as I said earlier. The latest video was uploaded 5 days ago. So the police's corporate communications unit confirmed the reports and said no suspect had been held in connection to the murder. The St. Andrew Central Police say the investigation is ongoing. Try putting my eyes in there. Apparently, there are some theories floating around, of which I'll not get involved in. Suffice to say that Miss Campbell was good friends of one of the viewers. Yeah, that's as much as I'll say about that. 13 shots. That's a lot of shots. You see me? That's a lot of shots. That's technically one clip. I'm not sure if I will live to see tomorrow. Living in this world of conflicts and sorrows. Bodies lay cold as gunmen strike bold. The wicked people work is taking off like an arrow. I wonder if I will see tomorrow. Living in this world of conflicts and sorrows. Bodies lay cold as gunmen strike bold. The wicked people work is taking off. I'm not afraid to die, but pray to live until death. It's not hard for you to guess what will happen next. Heartaches and pain, works of ungodliness. Some don't know why them all live, that's why them have to hurt the flesh. Who are they? Tell me what they represent. I struggle with fear as an experience, so them do them dirty works, to which I resent. And no one but them a go face the consequence and build walls instead of bridges with ridicule. Then war. But if you try the wrong road, because the vessel of the iniquity never yet full, I wonder if I will see tomorrow. Living in this world of conflicts and sorrow. Sizzler sing a song, Pete. Bodies lay cold as gunmen strike bold. The wicked people work is taking off. Instruments of cruelty present everywhere, strong enough to take a life, but not enough to care. As the road get dark, I expect anything. It could be you, it could be I. Told them set the system, then kill without a cause. What is the meaning? No one knows what tomorrow may bring. Sure, if I live to see tomorrow, living in this world of conflicts and sorrows. Bodies lay cold as gunmen strike bold. Wicked people work is taking off. They are filled with corruption and selfishness. Overness and right. So I have to seek to keep myself away from the evil and the road they walk. Oh yes, they sow seeds of conflicts. They want to see me trip, but that not go fester me heart. Because I dwell in Jaja's sight and do what is right. Don't want it to be said that I never paid my part. I don't have no enemies. I am my brother's keeper. What have I done? No one to see me prosper. Cushion them load as a baby. A job is only sorrow the wicked have to offer. Sure, if I live to see tomorrow. Jaja. No, I can't play that song because I'm sure that song the copyright me, you know. Probably gonna need to ask Kalanji to do that song there for me. Special. Probably a cappella. Yeah. You know, me I gotta actually pay for that. I see that song there. Song there, different song. I need to play that song there sometimes. As I said, there are theories being banded around, things that I'll not get drawn into because I don't know. You know my thing already. If I don't know, I leave it alone. I don't try to speculate and pretend like I know everything, and I don't. You understand? What I know is that another Jamaican sister has been murdered. I mean, 13 shots. That is a overkill, brother. Could it be that they were in search of someone else and she was who they found? Who knows? Imagine waking up, getting ready for work, leaving your family with a promise of you going out to earn a living for them. You know, Empress, right? You know what I think? One more time for just decompress and breathe, you know? And in the pursuit of pursuing a living for yourself and your family, earning a legal living, your life is taken and you are taken from your family. That is a situation that occurs way too often in Jamaica, and before you know it, half a way go dead off around the Rasta. You understand? My daughter is highlighted on BET for BET Black Film Friday. Congratulations, Miss Lee. You need to send us the link for that so we can, pre it as well. Family settings. You see me? I did this video on the day it occurred. Where gunmen, apparently 3 of them, held up, or there was an attempted robbery of a armored guardsman vehicle. A shootout ensued, and at the end of the shootout, all 3 security officers were shot, taken to hospital, where one of them died while undergoing emergency surgery. Apparently, all 3 gunmen escaped unscathed. I don't know, I'm assuming, because I haven't heard anything. That is a pity. I'm not building a sound airy life. You understand? Telling me to get my dubs is what, but I don't mind thing that. So there's never been a need for that. So there are a couple of songs where, you know what I mean? Kabaka Pyramid, well done. A Kabaka sing that our protege. Well done, Mr. Politician, man. You done a wonderful job of tear down the country demolition, man. Skibble bang, well done, Miss Politician lady. You forget a round of applause for all the things you're doing. Decisions where you make will left the country in a ruin. That song, plus Blood Money, couple of songs. Couple of songs. If you start cut a few dubs, true. But not for sound purposes, but like for the channel. Sometimes I cover some story and I just need to play a song. I start do that. I didn't take nothing to do it, So earth around red. Hold on. Is Deneva saying that the security officer is her uncle? Am I reading correctly? Because I'm kind of... killings committed during the curfew hours. Yeah. But right now, in Jamaica, man, them a kill you anytime I day, fam. You understand? Curfew or no curfew. You see me? Deneva, is the security officer your family member? Jaja. I got my bed. Like with the story I covered before this, Miss Campbell, Nicola, I learned like about 5 minutes before the stream that she was a friend of a viewer on the channel, subscriber on the channel for over 10 years. That kind of deflated a little. I know Miss Scott now let me know say the security officer is her uncle. My deepest sympathies, Empress Deneva, to you and your family. Um, it's, a man, you know, on their road, I try to earn an honest living for himself and his family. And in the midst of trying to earn an honest living, you lose your life. You understand? So man we couldn't out the road and kill people to you. The man not choose that. The man chose hard work. By the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. I am certain that this man is a father. Probably the main breadwinner in his family. And just like that, some man when I want to work, snuff out the man's life. See him? Just like that, brother. When I saw the video, the pictures of the gentleman on the ground, I noticed immediately that he was not wearing a ballistic vest. And for somebody who is a part of an armored vehicle team, I would imagine that that would have been part and parcel of the dress code. I am wondering why it wasn't the case, and would his life have been spared if he was wearing a bulletproof vest? I mean, tough questions, but we still have to ask them. What I also want to ask is that I don't know the time frame and how long it took the police to get there, but all I saw was people videoing and taking pictures of the gentleman on the ground. Nobody even attempted to render any assistance. Could those could those early seconds have made a difference if some form of sensible help was rendered? See, if I don't know any brother, I couldn't tell you. As I said, there are things being said, but it's not my place to say right now because it's nothing confirmed. And as far as I know, it has, based on what is being said, it has nothing to do with any X-Men or X-Man per se. So I don't know. As I said, the information that I have is probably she wasn't even the target. But I'll leave it there. Again, I was one of the person who publicly, unreservedly, unapologetically commended the government's handling of the coronavirus situation in the early stages, even though they made mistakes and missteps. It was admirable how, as a tiny nation, we were able to treat with the situation way better than many developed countries. Yeah, I mean, a lot of holes have appeared in the COVID machinery since those early stages and phases. However, the effort, concerted effort, resources, brain power that has been expended in the COVID fight, and mark you, I'm not saying it shouldn't, I'm saying all the effort that has been expended in treating the COVID situation, if half that effort, half that decisiveness, half that focus is placed on the crime fight in this country, there would be some improvement. It's sad, man. Every day is blood, blood, and more blood. Every day, the thing get worse, bruh. Senseless, many of these killings. I mean, as I said, and I know that a lot of killings in this country are criminals that kill criminals, gangs that gang warfare and them something. But innocent people are being killed too, bruh. Zane? And mark you, the police will never be able to stop every murder from happening. It will never happen. It can't happen. You understand? Because the police cannot be everywhere every time. But the truth of the matter is that the resources at the disposal of the police is inadequate. The thought process in the crime fight is lacking in many instances. The will to conquer the crime monster is really and truly, if you're to be honest with yourself, is not there. And you have to sit down and ask yourself some questions. Where is the will to stamp out criminality? Well, not stamp out, but to step on criminality in a meaningful way, to cripple it. We are going to just continue to meander along. How many more innocent people shall die? How many families must lose fathers and husbands and sons? How many families must lose mothers and wives and daughters? How many more children must we lose? How much more blood need to be shed for us to understand that the greatest pandemic affecting Jamaica is not the coronavirus, it is crime. That is the greatest pandemic that has affected Jamaica in our history. The truth is, since the coronavirus 1 year ago, first case on the 10th of March, not even one full year yet, we have had 400 and odd deaths. Mark you, way too many deaths. But the truth is that in less than 6 months, we have more than 400 murders in the country. So what is doing more damage to the country? Crime or corona? And with the, as I said earlier at the top of the stream, everything has taken a back seat and corona has taken precedence. Everything else is a patchwork. And we have been facing a crime pandemic for the past 2-3 decades. People, you know, me just have finished the stream because me have finished the stream. Like, we just. But you see, Marlon, yeah, that is a problem to you, bro. But the police, them, is just a fraction of the issue here, see, broski. The resources what the police them have and them disposal or don't have. The justice system, the will of the government, or lawmakers, or lawbreakers. Them spend more time in a parliament to argue than to try to implement sensible laws. Innocent man trying to feed his family has been murdered. Not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the 100th time. And it's business as usual. Half of the effort and energy that has been placed into the COVID-19 fight, put it in crime. Just half. Lex, blessings. Empress on screen. "19 years old. Killed in dispute over garbage." Just think about it, Alka. This young lady on screen, very fine looking young lady. 19 years old. Lost her life because of a dispute over garbage, rubbish. So I'm not using the word garbage figuratively or metaphorically. No, I'm using it literally, literal garbage, rubbish. 2 other females are in hospital nursing gunshot wounds. And 1 fool, the somewhere hide. Sir Fagan, want to go and look, bro. Hope all is well, enough. Good to see you, sir. Woman killed in dispute over garbage. A dispute over the dumping of garbage led to the murder of a 19-year-old woman and the wounding of another in the rural community of Carlton Mountain near Claremont in St. Ann on Tuesday. So the police are now seeking a security guard for a questioning in relation to the incident. Now, according to the police, persons in the community had a domestic issue that escalated into a quarrel when the guard allegedly left the area and returned with a firearm. He allegedly fired several shots which hit 2 persons, one of whom was pronounced dead at the Sentence Bay Regional Hospital. Well, another article says a 3 person get shot. So here's another article below I'm going to share too. The other person was treated and remains in stable condition. The St. Ann police have appealed to Leroy Martin, who it is believed will offer assistance in the investigation, to turn himself in, said Deputy Superintendent Kevin Francis, who is in charge of operations in the parish. So here's another article that headline: Woman dead, two others injured after garbage dispute among neighbors. So one article said that a young lady is 19, another one say she's 21. And I normally tell people these things, that not because they see an article in one of your favorite, published by one of your favorite newspaper outlet, means that it is correct, you know. I have proven that a million different times doing what I do. Like, same story, you read the articles and one is north and one is south. A 21-year-old woman was shot dead and two persons shot and injured during a dispute over garbage with a male neighbor in Carlton Mountain district near Claremont in St. Ann on Tuesday. That part, fine. The deceased has been identified as Navajia Gray of Carlton Mountain. Now, according to reports, a dog which frequents both yards brought garbage from Gray's home into that of the male neighbor sometime after 11 a.m. You know, follow me, I say? According to reports, a dog which frequents both yards brought garbage from Gray's home into that of the male neighbor sometime after 11 a.m. The incident reportedly infuriated the man, and an argument developed between him and Gray, along with other occupants of her household. The man reportedly left and returned with a gun, with which he opened fire, hitting Gray and the two others. He then fled the scene. The wounded persons were assisted to hospital where Gray died. The other persons were admitted for treatment. The killing has left the community in shock, as it was suggested by residents that the community was peaceful. Meanwhile, several persons took to social media to express their sadness at the death of Gray. Garbage. It's not, based on the reports, it's not like Empress throw garbage over brother yard, you know. There's a dog that frequents both yards, take some garbage from over Empress yard, carry over brother yard. No, Empress is dead. Two other females are in hospital, and brother I run up and down and I hide. Then he's going to go to court eventually and plead guilty and get 2 years. Double murder in Central Village, St. Catherine. The police are investigating a double murder in Central Village, St. Catherine. The victims have been identified as 23-year-old Javon Nugent, otherwise known as Spitty, a construction worker, and Kevon Tullock, whose age was not given, both of Central Village. So the police say the men were killed about 9:27 p.m. on Saturday by a group of men armed with high-powered weapons who pounced on Nugent and Tullock while they were in the yard of a premises. The men opened fire, hitting the two men. Residents who heard the explosions called the police. The injured men were taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Anger at toll system after wounded cop denied emergency access. You know what? I mean, I make so much noise in the house. You see? There is growing outrage at the operators of the east-west leg of Highway 2000 after a policeman who was stabbed some 14 times in an encounter with a gunman near the Maypen Toll Plaza was reportedly denied emergency access to turn back to get to the Maypen Hospital on Saturday. The injured cop, who remains hospitalized in stable condition, had to resort to hitting down the toll barriers with his vehicle in an attempt to save his life, as he should have. It should be noted that the policeman is seeking to head to the nearby Maypen Hospital would have been on the wrong side of the highway for going in that direction. He was reportedly told by a toll clerk that he could not be allowed passage as desired unless a supervisor gave permission for him to do so. All kind of foolishness are going on in my company. And my company, in that I own shares, quite a bit of shares in Trans Jamaica Highway. No, this man has been stabbed 14 times. The man is dying. And you tell the man, say, you have to go get permission from a supervisor to try save the man life. You know, see, we are idiot about here, Rasta. Then it's for supervisor, me couldn't go need to go ask now, to let through the man. And the man are dead. I am certain that somebody would have told that person that the man is heading to the hospital after being stabbed. Then how me if I go ask supervisor? If you can't let through, man. So we have to ask permission to save people life both here. In order to save a man life, we need some permission both here. We need to go get permission around here. If we save him life or not. Life are saved today, boss. How much life we are saved today? We need permission. We supervisor. A man need to supervise over our next man's life. Several police officers as well as members of the public have expressed outrage at the stance that was taken, which they contended could have resulted in the death of the police constable who was bleeding profusely. It was reported that sometime after 3 a.m., the cop who is stationed in St. Catherine was on his way to work when he picked up a puncture. Further reports are that while the officer was changing the tire, he was pounced upon by an armed man. During an altercation, the lawman was stabbed multiple times while his attacker escaped. In a media interview, commanding officer in charge of the St. Catherine North Police Division, Superintendent Steve Brown, said the toll authorities' protocol should be reviewed, taking into account emergencies relating to members of the security forces. When he reached the toll plaza, they told him that he can't go through the toll plaza, and he showed them the stab wounds, with him bleeding profusely, and they still refused. He had to hit down the barriers on his way to hospital. He is a citizen of this country, Brown argued. I'm gonna laugh, sir. You've been a laugh, me I go mad out. and the subject of police officers, eh? Cop in sex video could lose his job. Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay says the police constable seen in a viral video in a compromising position on social media could be dismissed from the JCF. They have not, no name for the officers emerged, so for the sake of transparency, we'll refer to him as Creamy. Alright, Squaddy. That would be a decision for the commissioner to make, but its penalties can range from many things. The cop could be severely reprimanded, could be charged for days, could be charged for a day's pay, or be discharged from the force. Lindsay said the lawman's fate would be determined following results of an ongoing internal investigation by the Inspectorate of Police Standards Oversight Bureau, the arm of the JCF responsible for investigations into police misconduct. The arm has commenced an investigation and they are going to check to see if the conduct we have seen and the circumstances surrounding the video can bring the organization into disrepute, among other things. The constable who Lindsay confirmed is currently assigned to Portland. Rosie, are your place on a Portland or the boat land? Is that a joke land the man come from? The constable who Lindsay confirmed is currently assigned to Portland is at the center of a social media frenzy after video footage of him surfaced online performing oral sex on a woman while still in his uniform. Kerry, so we are going to investigate if the lady real. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson ordered that the policeman be placed on interdiction after an investigation gets underway. Now, a colleague told reporters that the distraught cop has not been doing well. He said he does not believe his actions warrant dismissal. The only problem that me see is that he's in a uniform. So people will see it as him being on duty. Him can't get no big lick feet still. Then just go pull him off duty if you see where him headspace there. The policeman said. Headspace there. Now, cops are divided over possible action against Squaddy in sex video. Oh, see, Creamy. But that joke was the man together, cause right now the man life no set good enough. You understand? So, and I like me a joke about Squaddy thing. It's just that, boy, Jaja. He was on duty. I don't know if he was on duty in a cookie car in a uniform. That means you're on duty technically still, you know. So I don't know. You understand? But as my neighbor say, then if you load the man a serve and protect. He serve him as he serve him as serve. So. You don't say I know me don't watch the full video. Like could at least take him shirt off. teach fun and joke aside, the man just give my daddy a ticket at the 21st of February. Hold on, Marlon, this a man you talk about creamy? Hey, Marlon? I could have lie, Marlon lie. Jaja. Some members of the police force are divided over whether action should be taken against the cop at the center of a social media firestorm after video footage of him surfaced online performing a sex act on a woman while in his uniform. So rumors have swirled that the constable may not be interdicted at all as the Police Federation has intervened in the matter. However, when contacted, Corporal Ron James, chairman of the Police Federation, issued a no comment. I can't comment on the matter which is under active investigation. You understand? Now, however, members of the force who spoke to reporters expressed mixed views about the investigation. The act he conducted was done while he was in uniform, and we have a strict policy. He has put the force into disrepute, a corporal who wished not to be identified said. He saw the camera over his head, so he knowingly did it. When we were going to school, we knew there were some actions you couldn't do in your uniform. A sergeant disagrees, arguing it was unfortunate that the tape was released, but he was in his private space. He wasn't in the public domain. For that reason, the sergeant believes the constable should escape with just a warning. Senior Super... Well, we talk about the part there still. You understand? Still, many members of the public believe that the cop should not be fired for his starring role in the video, despite the public relations black eye the JCF is enduring, and several videos of women have emerged online with women praising the officer's skills. I actually see an article where a gospel artist who lives in the United States who was recently divorced is saying that if this man marriage mash up, she willing to marry him, she willing to file for him, you understand, because he have skills and she would gladly be his wife and these things. You understand? Squaddy have some scars, but Squaddy turn star. Right now, Squaddy with him every girl on par. No, but on a serious level, Squaddy up on duty in a uniform, Squaddy rang up. You understand? And based on my assessment of the situation, this is not the first video Squaddy either. Squaddy look like he love the camera light. You understand? Me, someone work with video and camera. I mean, know people love camera light. Squaddy look like he love it. You understand? And thing. I don't know. As a man with no camera and have a few cameras, I think Squaddy like a video like business there. You understand? I don't know. As I say, I honestly haven't watched the full video. Like, Squaddy, depending on your star. You understand what I say? And you know, since as you know, the Firestorm has come about, the truth is, and as we said earlier, enough man we are born with Squaddy, but Squaddy at training wheel Squaddy are wear. You understand what I say? Compared to some man. Zane and thing. The truth is that enough man indulge in pubic oratory. Yes, I'm going to research it. That is what I said. See, enough man bout here indulge in pubic oratory and them hide it. Like, it's just a truth. The woman them know. You understand? Seeing, I know some man thing. Like, I know my thing that. Zane, a Squaddy thing. You understand? But Squaddy love a video thing. A video kill him. Squaddy a police and Squaddy if you know say. A video send people go to prison and Squaddy make them video. And Squaddy no wise. And as me I say, ID for the know say Squaddy say it thing tastes like Romario's and ice cream. When me find out, then my name please, cause Romario's and ice cream are my grandmother's favorite ice cream. And I love my grandmother. You understand? And I mean I say Squaddy, then man let me not feel good about Romario's and ice cream again. You see whatever? DRJ said, boy, we don't know about that, you know, if I don't hear better than Squaddy. DRJ, you'll be very surprised. What we say? Yeah, some man out there, bro. Then the man there. Then the man there. The man they live for that, bro. You understand? Right now, Squaddy wear training wheel. You understand? A tricycle Squaddy ride compared to them man there. A beer wheelie then them man they wheelie. What do you even know? You understand? Pubic oratory. I don't look for. But Squaddy I know still. The thing is that one, I get to understand so Squaddy is a preacher, deacon, Squaddy high in a church. You understand? Squaddy is a churchman. And Squaddy married ring show up high and everything, you know. Yeah man, I see the memes them carry man. I see all the local memes them still and then sitting there. Zane and thing. And me get some pictures of people that send me pictures supposedly of creamy wife. Like why they need to bring in the man wife in IT? See, and me not really feel no way for Squaddy, you know, because you a Squaddy thing. Squaddy love the video light, a Squaddy thing. You understand what I say? But Squaddy family, you know, Squaddy good as have youth to go to school. Squaddy youth them good as glad to school now keep physically right, you know, because Squaddy youth them couldn't go to school and they want to go move Squaddy youth them. You understand what I say? So, right you know, me see them a send around pictures of the man wife. Why that need to get involved? Why would need for goddess? So if you have a good time with Squaddy and the memes, I'm not do that. I don't draw the man wife in that thing. You understand what I say? Squaddy marriage good as not recover from this neither. So we don't even know. You see me? So if Squaddy have youths, boy, I feel it for them. You see me I say? So me I get to understand say Squaddy now do so well emotionally and mentally. You understand? It rough. You see me? Auntie. The video thing you know wise. You see me? So I don't know. But as me I say, with anything when in Jamaica, you know, you have two sided story because you have some people, mostly man about not Squaddy, but then the woman they love have Squaddy. You understand what I say? All the gospel artists I say, yo, right now when she watch Squaddy video, some different things happen to her body and certain part of her body weak like. I do even know. You understand? She has say right now, yes, she's a Christian, but then she have feelings too, and you understand, God bless this man here. And she want some of my blessing life. You know, yeah. Boy, creamy go on hold it here, brother. Yeah, son, it rough. Dirty tough. But you spread the bed hard, you have to lay down in the hard. I just saw a thing go. You understand? You see me? I love a video thing. When I do interview about it, I used to teach my interview. I don't love the video business. I don't even know. Hey, but Squaddy, go on hold it, brother. You don't kill nobody, you don't rape nobody. You understand what I say? It could have worse. You understand? So I could see why JC if I go do you know still. Because I say, Jaja. But I will it must throw me every day. I can't go with it. Our time though, 11:25. And I have to step out of port earlier morning because I have an interview far out. And nobody asked me. And I'm not Squaddy me an interview. And I'm creamy. I don't mean an interview creamy. Big woman thing. I scream or really go on and you know what I mean? At least give him a look chance of, you know what I mean, expressing himself and clearing mind and creamy. Link up. When I do a shoot, I never know still. Because I've somewhere else. No, never knows. Shoot. We left that for Marcia Griffiths and Nadine Sullivan. I didn't place people that we interview, I didn't place it. You understand what I say? And thing. Matthews, Shot me a one message on WhatsApp, man. 3216425. You know anything? Squad needs more camera time. No point for me camera them, no go on. You understand what I say? And then take me a fool. I choose Silver Island. I don't lie, I tell you, brother. I choose. That's why I think they feel real, bro. Yeah. Creamy, big up yourself here, brother. Go and hold it. You understand? Right now, you take your week. You see if anybody can win the next week, because every week there's something else in Jamaica, you know. And thing. This is what I mean where there was a handover ceremony of some new vehicles last year. Zane and you know the vehicle them that drive out from I think a Toyota Jamaica, I remember. But the man get the ice cream truck song and I play. I mean I say yo Jamaican people now eat yo you high clean brother. Yo we don't know when to stop man. We milk everything. No pun intended. We milk everything about them man. We milk it till it you know, never mind. I say next thing. You understand? It's a family program like you know. Creamy, go and hold it. You see me I say? Yeah. Could deal with some more things before night, do they answer? Yeah. Rytikal denied bail and is set to go on trial on the 24th of March. Dancehall artist Rytikal was denied bail when he appeared in the gun court via Zoom on Thursday. The entertainer was remanded for a trial on March 24th. He is represented by attorney at law Abel Dunfoot. The 25-year-old DJ, whose real name is Ryan McFarlane, is charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Now, according to the police, on January 28, lawmen were on patrol in 8 Miles Bull Bay, St. Andrew, when McFarlane was seen acting in a suspicious manner. Police reportedly questioned the artist and following a search of his car, a Taurus .380 pistol with 12 rounds of ammunition were found. Rytikal, who reportedly told the police that the weapon was a prop for a music video, was taken into custody at a later date. A man of a real gun as a prop. Miss Janet Brown, good night, Empress. How are you? Sir. Yes, it's been happening. Nook's cocaine possession trial to begin in July. Jaja. Reggae singer George Nooks will finally get a chance to clear his name when he heads to trial on July 27 to answer to charges of illegal possession of cocaine and perverting the course of justice. We are quite confident. Sure, guys, we believe in the innocence of our client in this matter. He has given us clear instructions and we are prepared to defend him to the best of our ability, attorney at law Donahue Martin said. Now, accompanied by his lawyer, the singer appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday. And in October of 2020, Nooks was charged by the Narcotics Police following a ruling by the Director of Public Prosecutions in relation to an incident which occurred on April 19. Now, allegations are that Nooks tossed a plastic bag containing a white powdery substance to the ground when police officers conducting a narcotics operation approached him. Nooks was taken into custody, and it is further alleged that while being processed at the narcotics headquarters, he got hold of the bag and swallowed the contents. This is not the veteran singer's first time facing the court on drug-related charges. He was found not guilty in a separate case of breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act in May of 2019. I would have interviewed George Nooks and I would have asked him about that first incident situation and Jano. Let's see what happens. Tribal war. We don't want no more of that. How come I not have no picture for Quada in my thing also? But alright, I don't know what Quada look like. So Quada murder case has stalled again. Dancehall entertainer Quada made his 8th appearance in court on Thursday morning with the expectation of answering to the charges filed against him in January of 2020. However, instead of getting the opportunity to enter a plea, the presiding judge at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court set April 27 for Quada to return. I demand 8 times a court that in a family. Eh? Bianca Samuels, who is the attorney at law representing the entertainer, said that though very cooperative, he is exasperated, and Quada, whose given name is Shaquille Clark, is accused of murder and arson in relation to the 2019 mob killing. I don't know all of that. Now, Samuels and her client were prepared for a committal hearing last November, but were told by a prosecution that another statement in relation to the arson charge was required and was postponed. The hearing was stalled further on January 13 when the prosecution did not present a final statement. He, Quada, to say in the least, is disappointed, Samuel said. She said that her client, like many who have been dealt the same hand to return to court repeatedly, is also affected financially. Jaja God. Yes, Rasta. Fell on screen, the war machine, who was captured on video in a physical tussle with a police officer in Maypen, has been charged with every charge in our book except murder. I did the video. I'm sure you would have seen the clippings. You would have probably seen the video that I did as well. Another case of a taxi operator, as he is believed to be in a physical altercation with a police officer. He, though, is a very lucky man, as he could have easily been killed. As when the policeman unholstered his weapon, if it was 9 out of 10 of the policeman, he would have died. Well, at least receive couple shot. I see a comment where a brother said, "In lucky see not him, cause if I him, I know him when they still a shoot." And I told him, I see comment, you know. And he said when film gun done, him a borrow friend them gun. And he not stop shoot till for them gun done too. but did have to laugh at that comment there. You see me? Why that message came in? The message wasn't supposed to come in though. What is on why that message came in just now? It's strange. Need to turn it off. My iMessage open on my computer probably. Alright. Apparently the taxi operator was stopped and was being prosecuted for dangerous driving. I don't know what happened between that and when the video started to be recorded. He's seen physically tussling with the police officer, actually tripping up the police officer. The police officer managed to pull his weapon, and that is when this brother start calm down a little shoving match go on, and then the crowd inevitably will come. And in the crowd, you normally have many women, and they are normally most vocal and most abusive. In all these situations, think about all the situations between citizens and police, and look at the crowd and listen who is most vocal. Women, always. Every time. A few people were there that allowed good sense to prevail and were encouraging the brother to calm himself, because the man couldn't shut him much time and he need to relax himself and guard the station. So well done to them people there. Zane, you had some. Look, this is what is going to happen. Let me tell you what going to happen. And you have to be careful of the things you put out there. But I see it come. Zane, I see it forward. One of these instances is going to end with a policeman dying from his own service pistol. Somebody is going to disarm one of these police officers and kill them. Me see it coming on. Write it up. And then when that happens, some people are going to start dead. Because the moment you start tussle with a police officer, you might kill you. Because I saw it have to stop. And Mark, this man may have had his rights, but what him do now is him give them away. And he couldn't give, he couldn't get 1,000,000 shot, man. If I some policeman, he get about enough. Unfortunately, we are going to reach these incidents are happening so frequently that eventually a policeman will be disarmed and he will die. Me see it come. Somebody saying that the US him would be dead. If I did Jamaica, if I did some policeman, him dead, man. It's simple. And the policeman would have had all rights to kill him. That is just the harsh reality of the thing. You understand? Teacher, my eyes look tired. Hey, I'm there. I'm here out in our living room. I worry mother, so I'm good as I go up for a while. If I'm not going in bed. So, and I have an interview somewhere around one place, around one part tomorrow. I have to go wake up early again to take on a treat. So I just saw a thing that it work, isn't it? How many more incidents like these we're going to have? And that is a good question, DeAndre. I am concerned as to the number of incidents that I see where police officers are operating alone. Normally, police officers operate as a pair. So we don't understand how so many police officers have been caught by themselves and left to the mercy of the mob. But I don't know. But all's well that ends well. I am happy that the policeman never shoot him too, in all honesty. I know enough people are say police shouldn't shot him. But then, our next problem that here, man, then in the come and go investigate and the policeman would just come off a frontline duty and one whole heap of rigmarole and all a balloon and all sort of crap and nonsense and everything. So, I'm glad him never shoot him, to me I tell you the truth. But some of them forget shot. And then not talk because every man feel like they can beat up police these days, You understand? Everybody feel like they can take police 3 parts. But they must start pick up some grades. I tell you, you got have some police where just go start kill some of them. No questions asked. You see me? And thing. I've been streaming all this one night. Where is the so when this gone here, so. What is we saying? But we fix that. So I know ya peeps. If on them a play Russian roulette with their life a street. Is that me think? You understand? Why that God? So it appears something down there, so. Strange. So that's what I think the peeps. Jamaica, you see? Strange place. Strange place. Alright, peeps, I'm gonna cut it there. I told you that I'm gonna get some rest. First, I need to pack up my gear and him something because I have to leave out early in the morning. Heading far out. All I reason with one local empress. You understand? And forward back in the street. Peace, give thanks. Big up on yourself. I know that I haven't streamed a Sunday evening since I have relocated. It's for various reasons, but I will fix that. I'll fix everything as time goes by. Just give me a little time. See me? So I hope to resume my Sunday evening stream soon. I haven't done a call-in stream since I relocated and the studio was rebuilt and thing. I'll get that done soon. Whenever Scotty is available, run a call-in stream and thing, and we see what go on. And then, as I said, I need to put on credit on them call-in phone there. So Judicial online now and flow now sell me number them, you know. Tired of them. Big up on yourself, peeps. And you know, appreciate the continued support. And them something there. I'll see you Sunday, hopefully. Zane. And last week Friday, I warning about the interview. I telling you say it will be unlike nothing what you ever watched before. I tell you say the man greatness is almost unparalleled. I tell you say the man they roll with everybody. I tell you say then the man they legendary. You never believe me. You take me for a joke. You understand? Easily, hands down, my favorite interview. I may have favorite interviews for different reasons, but this one is overall my favorite interview. Why? Because of the greatness of the man, because of what the man has achieved, because of his humility, because of the challenges and struggles that he has faced, because of his running with drugs and him walking away trying to clean up his life and them something there, because of his intellect, but above all things, because of his amazing talent. You understand? The man can do everything musically speaking. Everything. Enough man bout here so them a singer. I don't even know. Father Glenricks, big up yourself, Godfather. Real legendary singer. If Glenricks probably didn't get involved in drugs, probably only one Jamaican artist would be bigger than Glenricks and a Bob Marley. That is the talent of the man. That is the foundation that the man had. The launching pad that the man had. And what I was most appreciative of from Sir Rix, as I say Sir Rix may I call him, is his honesty. You understand? I have interviewed people before who say, teach, I don't want you ask me certain questions. The topic, I don't want you touch it, I don't want you, you know what I mean? You see me? I want that stay there, so, I'm not going to talk about that. The man was no holds barred. He was willing to share his story, his greatest moments and his lowest moments, and I was most appreciative of that. You understand? And yes, it's not the name. I know some people that look at some, when I say big name, I mean like names that readily come to your mind. Sometimes greatness don't have the name that it should have. I'll leave it there. You understand? Big interviews. Yeah, I will know interview Sister Marcia Griffiths, the greatest female artist in Jamaica history. No doubt about it. You understand? Interview Beanie Man, interview Louis Culture, which for me is easily one of the greatest artists ever. See, we interview all of a big artists. But Glenricks are the man. Simple maths. Not now the night for adult. Peeps, big up on yourself. Tuesday again. How may I premiere Tuesday? I don't even remember. It's a bad artist. Be a bad artist we interview. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I think. Believe remember. Alright, yeah, remember. I need to start edit tomorrow night. Peace, big up on yourself. Me soon on Sunday, 8:30 or 8 o'clock. What are them time? Fingers crossed. But definitely premiere on Tuesday. Look out for it. Get book out for it. I need to link up Empress Kanaika and them's up there. So hopefully I remember to call her. And then peace, big up on yourself, enjoy the weekend. You understand? Walk good, you know what I mean? Be careful. Now make nobody video now. You understand? Yeah, man. I mean, nobody video. Zane and thing. Because it's a creamy life mash up there. You see me? Creamy, go and hold it. Pick up yourself. You ain't kill nobody or murder nobody or rape nobody. But blow a video thing. And everybody do well with that. Big up on yourself. Peeps, walk good. Step with Jah. Safe travel upon the gravel. I appreciate the ones them support. Wholeheartedly. You understand what I say? We give thanks to the ones them. Without honor, there is no one teach them. You understand? Big up on yourself. I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Remember to share the stream with your family and friends and browse the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them, right here. Warlord representing.